came in looking to sell the first 10 printings of The Hobbit. He's asking some big money, so I want my book guy Brian to take a look at them. As it turns out, Brian is stuck at work, but he was happy for us to drop by so he could give them a once-over.
What have we got here?
We've got quite a few books here today.
It's a whole tribe of hobbits.
It's a horde.
I've been in the book trade for about 30 years, so I see myself as being the custodian of books. To me, the book is an utterly fascinating thing. And when you get into it, for a lot of people, something that just never leaves them. It's pretty unusual to see first 10 impressions together. That's pretty unusual. Tolkien went through quite a few revisions. He's done all these other Middle-earth writings, which were background and influences into the whole thing. I mean, in the first place, he wrote it for his children to read.
Yeah, we would believe that.
Yeah, so it's a shortish story by his standards. This races through wonderful story of Middle-earth. Read Middle-earth as maybe being Middle England. Everything's nice and hunky-dory. People like it just the way it is. And then suddenly there's a challenge. He served in the First World War. He was an officer. And, you know, by 1937, I think most people thought that a European war was on the cards.
Yeah.
So no doubt that would be influencing him. And of course, 2 years later, after this was first published, Second World War came.
Time to bear arms and do what you have to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. The market for books by Tolkien is a massive one. But for the very first issues of his key works, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, it's a very specialised market. To put those all together like that, 10 issues, makes it an even smaller market. He could be hunting for a long time.
Okay, kind of value.
Hey, always a hard one. Being, you know, reasonably well looked after. The very fact the jackets are there is great because the paper was very brittle. It was quite fragile. First edition on its own, if it was a fine copy, you could be looking at £30,000. All the other impressions following on from there sort of start coming down the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put the lot together, I'm reckoning up to £40,000.
Brian, thank you very much. Can I speak to Mark by myself?
Yeah, sure, good.
Thanks very
See you soon. An unusual idea to put 10 different issues of the same title together like that, but to find that one person who's going to be interested enough and have the cash. That's the challenge. That's what he'd be having to look for, and that's not an enviable task.
The expert is saying about £40,000.
If you took a view that we have a films out, that you have to decide what you think the market will do. The reason I'm asking to sell them to you now is because it's the beginning of the market, not the end. So that's why I'm asking for 55,000.
Okay. For me to make any money on these, they could be sat on my shelf. I'll be looking at 15 grand.
Well, you would certainly make money if you got it at that price, but the first edition alone is worth more than that. This has never happened before, and it won't happen again, because they go into collections, they don't come out.
I do like them, and they do fascinate me. The fact there's 10 together, I love it, but I just...
You know that the number 3 sold at auction just 2 weeks ago for $7,500. They're worth what I'm asking, actually.
They are worth what you're asking,
I believe so, yeah. I fully understand. It is a very specialised market.
Yeah, it is. At this moment in time, it's something I just don't want to buy and keep on the shelf.
I respect that.
Well, listen, I'm sorry I can't do a deal at the moment. But,
that's quite all right.
It's been fascinating, and please come back with some more stuff.
That's okay. We can work on you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Can I take this one with you?
No. Put that
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Bye.
Well, we couldn't agree on a price, but I'll just continue to hold out and wait for the one buyer who will give me my price, who wants to own all first 10 Hobbits.